Arguably the most beautiful and certainly the wettest racetrack in the world, the Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps is one of the stars of any motor racing calendar. The home of the Formula 1 Belgian Grand Prix, it also hosts its own 24-hour endurance race, which takes place in July every year. In only a few weeks' time, I'll be taking on my own endurance challenge in aid of Hampshire and Isle of Wight air ambulance. So, as it's my all-time favourite racing circuit, I thought I'd continue to warm up my live streaming skills by commentating you through a short 10-lap race. So glad you can join me for another warm-up race for the Dragonball 24-hour challenge. In this, we'll be driving the Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps against a multi-class field of LMP1, LMP2 and Prototype 2 cars. Let's go! Starting from the back of the grid, but that should give us some nice opportunities to make up some nice places. Oh, a bit of contact from the red radical. Maybe a bit opportunistic from the lower class car there, sending it into turn one, but something you might expect from the first lap madness. Now, as you can see, we've got a multi-class field here, so a number of vehicles that are underpowered and underperformed from the LMP1 car we're driving, so they're going to be a little bit like moving roadblocks today, but hopefully we can scythe our way through the field relatively quickly. Bit of air from the red car there. Doesn't seem to be hurting the performance. He seems to have managed to keep it on the road somehow. Just trying to find out how to make the move here. It's so tempting to try and send it against these slower vehicles, but I don't want to ruin their race, nor mine. So I think we'll play it safe. We've got a long 10 laps to go, well 9.5 now, so plenty of time to make some places. If there's anything I learned from my last video, it's just to keep it on the road and stay in the hunt, really. So I may look to perhaps talk slightly less, focus more on the race, and let's see what progress we can make. The white car definitely come back at me there. I will admit that, yeah, my first move was perhaps slightly bold. Probably well within his rights to be rather grumpy about it, but he certainly took another bite of my cherry, pushing me off as I tried to rejoin the circuit. So I think we'll call that a racing incident, or settle it with the stewards after the race.
Looks like there's one on your tail. Start defending your position. Cover the inside line in the braking areas.
Yes. Just leave me alone. I know what I'm doing. As a great man once said. Okay, right. Well, I think we can reel in these next few cars. Pick where to go. I was maybe slightly optimistic of keeping it on the road there, but maybe gained an advantage, but I think we pulled away enough sufficiently. I think that bit of contact was unavoidable. Thought I was on a relatively separate line and going to escape the contact, but looked like they jinked to the right and could not avoid that one. Oh, almost caught a slide there into the bus stop, and again just getting the power down on the exit. The back end wanted to get away from me. You can see several of the other cars running wide there, and as we approach Eau Rouge, just going through here, Eau Rouge and then Radion, that's some very interesting lines going on from the cars in front. I think I can make the place over on the straight here before the S is at the end. Gonna slow down on the road there. So unlike the Circuit de Barcelona-Catalunya, this Spa-Francorchamps circuit is much more familiar to me. Probably my favourite circuit race on the grid, the Belgian Grand Prix. Always something to look forward to. So much action, so much drama, so much unexpected. Let's hope we get a proper race this year, and not a very a short safety car filled burst as we did last season. Much more familiar. One of the tracks I play most frequently on pretty much any the Formula 1 or motor racing games played in history. Haven't spent a great deal of time in this car specifically, but obviously understanding and knowing the circuit, the flow is way important for being able to perform well. So even though the car dynamics are maybe slightly unfamiliar, the knowledge of the circuit I think has really helped me here push up to P11. The fact that we're in a slightly reduced field of cars of a similar performance level does help. Has helped to kind of make those places in the overtakes.
Focus on those braking markers. Stay sharp. You can do it.
But I think aside from the odd occasion running wide, particularly there at Radion, yeah, much happier and more consistent with the performance in here and the car today. Actually having some good battles with some of the other field here. Oh, definitely got a much better run through there, up by the power of the LMP1. That's the difference between the LMP1 class and LMP2. I was just able to breeze by through there, through Rouen. Now we've got a bit of a gap now to the car in front. You can see it's about 5.6, 5.7 seconds ahead, so a bit of time to catch up. Not immediately sure what class of car is ahead, but I'm going to make a guess that we're probably struggling with the dicing with the LMP1s at this point in the top 10. So let's see what we can do.
times now. Really push hard.
So I can see that gap coming down to about 3.5, 3.4 seconds, so we're definitely making progress. Do notice that this setup car does have a tendency to understeer, so that might be something to look into in the setup and some of the correction changes on the car. Does run to one wide, going through particularly the slower corners. Didn't take the best line at that apex there, but I think it still counts as hitting the apex, right? Coming up to the end of lap 5 and into the bus stop chicane. Oh, I'm going to be very gentle. I don't want to lose too much progress. I don't want to spin, ruin all of that chase there. Slightly slower than I'd hoped for, but I think we've still got the pace and catching Emilio in front of us. And through La Source, and we're just coming up to the 6th lap, which means we're into the second half of the race. Eau Rouge, Radial. Onto the, I think, the Camel Straight. Can't quite tell whether the car in front is LMP1 or 2, not from this distance. If you look up to the top right, you can see that this looks to be my fastest lap of the race so far. That slightly unusual line to the bus stop notwithstanding. I missed the gear change as well, but looks like we're still at 3/4 of a second up on my fastest lap previously. Looking on pace to make a 2:08.
Your pace is steady, but we need a bit more now. See what you can pull out of it.
Okay, so yeah, no, 10 seconds gap to the next car up the road, Cedric Girard. I'm going to assume that is actually the back of the LMP1 class train. So we're in a bit of clear air, bit of time just to settle into the race, get a bit of the rhythm there. And maybe talk about the forthcoming race itself. So yeah, only a few weeks now till Dragonball 24-hour challenge. Starting to see the donations tick in, which is excellent news. Really hope that we can push even further towards the target and raise even more money for Hampshire and Isle of Wight Air Ambulance. As I mentioned in the last video, they do excellent work, really great team, providing support all across the south coast for life-saving medical emergencies, incidents, and they receive no direct government support. It's all based on donations from the public, so they really need all the help they can get because they do deliver a life-saving service to this community. Really looking forward to seeing what I can do over 24 hours to help them and keep them flying. It was about 2 seconds or so, 1.8 seconds slower on that last lap. Seems to be affecting the gap to the car in front. We seem to have lost that 2 seconds, so it's going to just knuckle down. See if I can increase some of the pace. As the track wears in and I get used to that that rhythm, might be able to close that, but if not, then we're in no shape. Unfortunately, my timing was not great there. Just as I dared to dream that perhaps I could catch the back of the train in front, lost it. So yeah, let's see if we can recover and overtake Emilio. He provided a bit of a good action a lap or two ago, so let's see what we can do. As I mentioned in the Barcelona warm-up, I think I lose some of the focus, some of the speed when trying to live commentate. So I'm using this as really good practice to get my my vocal cords and multitasking skills into gear for the challenge. Try to make as entertaining a show as I can. I think 24 hours might be hard to keep up the interesting commentary, but we'll see how it goes. So yeah, less worried about where we finish up and more about getting into that kind of practice of talking and driving, which we're going to have to be doing for a long time. 24 hours, not too far. Indeed, I am still a rookie at this. I make no claims to be a pro driver or even an experienced sim racer. It's just something that I really enjoy. I just love the feeling of being in control of a car, and obviously this is the closest I'm going to get to this sort of racing category in my lifetime. So love to feel that, even if I'm at the back. Looks like we lapped one of the slower cars there. They seem to be a little bit distant from the rest of the field, so perhaps they've had an incident, or it's just the natural spread of the cars. You can see my friend Emilio in front of me about 1.6 seconds ahead. Let's see if we can get through all these blue flags for these slower cars and catch up to him. It's a one lap shootout with less than a second behind Emilio Rea there. I think that extra speed going through Radial has helped, but again, having to dodge the moving roadblocks. Almost had a wall in front of the car there coming through the straight. And he's come back at me. I just felt the contact there. On the right hand side. I'll let him go through. Give ourselves a bit of a challenge to meet.
Okay, we've got a warning from the race director for cutting the track. Need to respect the track limits and keep it on the island.
Yeah, ran a bit wide through Cornwall. I did a lift afterwards to give the cars a better event, and he's gone off! He's gone off! He has gone off! The cars in front not heeding the blue flags, and Emilio was off! It's absolute scenes on the last lap of the race. Now all George has to do is bring it home. He's going to take it very slowly. He wants to stay in the top 10 for that single point. It has been an enjoyable race. I have enjoyed this battle through to make up from the back of the grid. It's been good. I'm much more consistent than the last outing in Barcelona, so hopefully we continue on this excellent trajectory and make it to Le Mans. So that rounds up an enjoyable session around the Spa-Francorchamps circuit. I hope you can join me again in a few weeks' time when I'll be driving for 24 hours straight around the Le Mans circuit to raise money for Hampshire and Isle of Wight Air Ambulance. To donate to the Just Giving campaign, please see the link in the description below. Thank you for watching.